Alrighty, so this game, I believe this was a game, the last game you guys played against them.
Yeah.
With Lavar and idjo, and it was Kick and one of their reserves. Let's take a look at this. There's a few more goals in this one.
Yeah. The one with the more goals is probably the most exciting one.
So this is kind of what we looked at last game, where so I'm gonna go to idjo's perspective here. So he, I did that last game too. All right, so here you continue going for this ball, which is normally fine, but Lavar ball would need to be like, I would say you probably shouldn't go into Lavar ball. It's like at around midfield, so that he'll be easily be able to get back. But even like if it's super safe, you know you're not gonna get challenged at all, that's fine. But Kick is super close to this, so he can just wait to see. So if I want to take a look at his perspective, what he sees here, so I don't assume, no, I don't want to change the replay. Wait. Gets that. Well, you didn't do what I thought you did, but he just went for it when he could, but hold on. What I want to say is that, so let's say Kick did have ball cam turned off, or look to see where you were. You could have waited where he was and wait to see when you're, so you're pushing up for this and then jump for it. But he could have just waited, like he was sitting here, could have just waited to see when you're gonna go, and then he could have jumped up for it, hit it out, it would go against swallow, bounce out mid, and Lavar might be able to get to this. Or if he told his teammate Golden, well, he was waiting for you to challenge so he can get it, he could have crept up and then tried to, and that's another counterattack chance. So again, just waiting, being a little more patient as second man when the first man is still trying to recover and on their half of the field. So here, this is a double commit by Lavar. You should have, so if we go back, Golden hits this out. So at this point, Lavar start churning for this corner. But let's look at his perspective. So right now, he can clearly see that you're on the ball and you're in that corner. Wait, how much boost did he have? Yeah, he had plenty of boost. So ideally, in this situation, since Joe's already on the ball, I'd say Lavar, after grabbing this pad, instead of turning this way and then he intercepts the ball like around here, you should have turned this way, and then rotated into net like this. Where he technically didn't need to grab this pad, he could have just gone straight to net here because he had 80 boost already. That just gives you one extra 12 pad. Even if you are low, just trying to get that 12 pad, and then this play comes out here. Then you can wait to see how that plays out, and then if you need to push out for it, or if idjo will win that. So I don't exactly remember how this plays out. So it gets demoed here. Yeah. Trying to think of the best way Barbell could have played this. So once the demo happens, let's assume that if Lavar was in the net kind of here, if you have the risky thing you could try to do is push out, but kick is pretty close to this ball and will probably beat you. If you recognize you're gonna push for it. So kind of no matter what you're gonna get with the demo, you kind of get into a rough spot, because then yeah, kick would definitely have beaten you to the ball. So the best option would have been just wait to see how he's gonna shoot this, and then try to save it from there. But he misses the ball, fortunately for you guys. So it didn't end up becoming too much of an issue. Try to get a counter attack, and it goes in. And Otaku joined the wrong team in the middle of the game.
That was good by them. Very cool.
Yeah. This is kind of what I was talking about in last game. I kind of want to point out. It's like, is that so idjo has the ball, and he's probably going to get a 50 or try to beat Golden on the wall here. Then Lavar recognizes that's what's gonna. I don't want that line. Recognize that's what's gonna happen. So he's trying to push up kind of mid here. So that idjo pitched out or idjo beats, then he's passing option that can. Then it has a wide open net, or like what happens, and he starts to push up, but then he's so that idjo gets beat, so then he can just turn around and then challenge that unnecessary, or he can turn around, get back post, and wait for see what happens. So just trying to point out, this is kind of what I was talking about. What you probably should be doing, the second man, and trying to get a safe passing option, and they can easily get back.
Yeah.
This challenge, I would rather see him go back to net, because like I said earlier, you don't really need to challenge this, because this is in the corner. This is not dangerous at all. So you probably would have rather seen is like grab this pad, this crab, and then you can turn here and wait to see what happens here, because kick isn't really a great spot to support his teammate. So you just wait to see if you could just gonna push this here, you try and push it out, and then if you try to push out, Lavar might be able to intercept that. Where there's like no reason to challenge this in the corner, especially when idjo wasn't recovered yet. Does this turn to a goal? No, it does not. Nice pinch. Nice. There's another goal. Oh, close. So here Lavar went back a bit too far. So he went for that corner boost, missed it. He's still out of play. And now he's finally pushing up for the play. For the left about 10 seconds or so, with idjo just being in a 1v2 on offense. So generally what you want to do, or like the back, I don't know if it's a half flip attempt or not, but trying to get out of the play as fast as possible. But at this point, start accelerating and just stay just behind. Oh, I want to get slightly different angle for this. So here we go. It's here, so like at this point, instead of backflipping, continue turning, grab this, boost, and then you can just keep going back and forth between these as this ball is being pushed out to here. Because this is giving you, at this point, my guess is you're at 0, but at this point, the 48 more boost, and then you can pick up this as well. So you can get like 50, 60 boost, which is more than plenty. So you're going this way, and then at this point, so I believe at this point, let's actually watch how this plays out. So I just push this out to the side. So at this point, if I would ideally probably be here or maybe here, you could grab some and boost along the way to gain some momentum. You can tell idjo that he'll have it. He'll push up to this corner to try to keep in, and then idjo can kind of back out this way, grabbing these boost pads. And this one would have spawned by now, so we could pick this one again. And if you lose it in the corner, then you can continue going back, or if it keeps it in, you can turn it upfield to try to be a passing option and potentially score in that situation. Ideally, in both 2s and 3s, you never really want to go all the way back when your team is on offense. So just trying to get those mid field small boost pads as much as you can, and there's plenty of there to get enough boost to do whatever you want, even if you're on 0. Then it sends up. Let's see if this been done better. So here, you guys are both pushed up into the corner. So back up a little bit more. So yeah, Lavar starts to push up for this ball, but idjo's still there. So honestly, I would say Lavar stay like towards staying in net, because idjo is still on this. You can't really push this safely without kind of double committing. I think you realize, or comms that he says he's gonna go, you start to back off, and it's all that you can go for this. But really, it would have been better. So put this forward. So at this point, ideally you would have been around here, Lavar, so that once he gets beat, I would still wait in that. I wouldn't push, but once he hits this, so here you see it's going past him. So what I would have done is I would have actually turned, not like that. Turn back to net, kind of turn around like this. So once this hits off the wall like it does, you can take a look. So it goes out mid. So even if you so it goes out mid, and then you can just hit this and then clear it out to the wall, and then it's a counterattack for you guys. Or so let's move this. Let's say you can go that you still went for this challenge, but try to position yourself so that you're not turning this way, because that just puts you more out of the field, out of the play rather. Try to turn around and then cut this way, and you could have done the same thing, but then pushing this out this way in open space. But ideally, not challenging in the corner, because it's the safest spot the ball can be in the field, other than your opponent's net. And they turn around and get goal out of it. So double commit by Lavar. You should have seen that idjo's either seen, or idjo should have called that he's going for this, and then Lavar should have stayed in net and waited, and then he could push for this a little bit sooner if he stayed on the ground, and they could have gotten a faster counterattack. So this is another instance of both being in the same corner. So here, how would this should be played out. So Lavar gets bumped. idjo starts to push. Lavar stays on the ball. So let's go back to when Lavar gets bumped. So at this point, there's one of two things that should happen. Either Lavar, there needs to be some form of comms here. Lavar needs to call either that he's going to stay on the ball, so that idjo can stop, so that he doesn't go for a corner. He can just turn around and net, get back post. So there's that, or idjo should call he has it. So while it is challenging in the corner, Lavar should be able to get back into net, and so this isn't too risky, but so then he can push and try to push that out while Lavar gets net, instead of both of you pushing. And my guess is ultimately this just came down to comms and no one called anything here. And then here Lavar should have noticed that idjo was on the ball. So let's go to perspective. So you can see idjo's there. Back up a bit, so it gets bumped, stays on the ball, but idjo's there, so someone just needs to call who's going, or here if he sees idjo's up, he needs to either call for idjo to turn at field, or he needs to turn back mid to get in a defensive situation, so you're not both going for the ball here. But you ended up bumping idjo, right? Yeah. So then he can't really help you out on offense here. And then here, once again, you guys are both pushing in the corner here. This is like all the space that you're covering. So if kick gets us out and golden's up here, this is extremely likely to be a goal for them. So we just need to watch out for bunching up in the same spot in the field. Try to cover as much as we can. Luckily it kind of pinches out to the corner, so it wasn't too dangerous. You go here, idjo, just be a little bit more patient. You're pushing up a little bit too close here, and then that causes it's a double commit because Lavar thinks that's his ball, so he tries to get it mid. I guess he knew that you were here, so he tries to get it mid. So what I would have done here instead is at this point, even before this point really, don't necessarily brake, but stop accelerating. I would say probably around here, so that your car can start to slow down, and then you can kind of turn this way, so then by the time you reach here-ish, either Lavar will hit the ball or they will hit the ball out. So that if, like we know he hits it kind of mid, so that would have led to a goal. But if he gets beat, then you can just turn around, start shadow, allow Lavar time to get back as well, rotating back that way. Or depending on the way the ball moves, you could also rotate out this way, and then you could turn in, and then Lavar will be mid for potential play. But that's a lot of ifs. If this, if that. So just watch out on not pushing up too close to your teammates on offense, and trying to be a support play for them, or a support position for them. I don't like spectating on this map because of the clock.
Yeah, it's pretty annoying.
Yeah. So it seems like in this game there's a bit of miscommunication in terms of who's going, or if there is, it's not being soon enough, because I'm seeing a lot of times where you guys are both going for the same balls, which are pretty double committing, and then end up being in the same exact spot in the field, which gives the other team a good opportunity to counter goal. But you guys score here, so it doesn't matter. But in general, just gotta be careful for pushing up too close to your teammate and double committing. Another double commit. Not really that you both went for the ball, but you're both in that corner, so I consider that a double commit on its own. It's another situation where you're just playing a little bit too fast. I get you want to get back into play, but if we go back to your camera, so you have this boost. At this point, I can move a little further. So at this point, you know, it kind of can be hard because of the perspective, but based on Kick's momentum and how much boost he has, he's going to try to bang this ball. Whether that's by his angle, it's probably going to hit up this way, but he might change. Pretty sure it comes like towards you, like right here. But what happens instead is you push up to try to challenge this, but then he can just hit it to the side, and then you realize too close, I need to get back to defend. But you could have, if you realized it, he probably could have scored this, like right here, because we look towards him. If he just like, instead of going as wide as he did, so yeah, right here, if he realizes the situation, he just has to slow his car down, wait for the ball to drop a little bit more, and then side flip. And that's gonna be a goal. And you're way too far out, because you got caught in no man's land here. So I would have just waited, like at that back post, see what he does, because he was clearly gonna beat you to the ball, and if you rush him, it wouldn't have changed what his plans were. And another double commit. But like for like the last minute and a half of this game, I don't know if the comms really died off, or you guys just started panicking because you really wanted to get the win. It seems there's like a lot of panic in this last minute and a half or so, with all the double commits, and seemed a lot more rushing challenges that weren't really necessary. Lavar, no reason to jump for that. You can just rotate back. So we'll take a look at this again. So here, there's 5 seconds on my clock. All you need, you're up by a goal. If you were down by a goal, then jump for this. So like if it was 3, oh that's not a 3. It's a 3, 2. Then you jump for this. But you have the lead. All you need to do is drive back, grab these boost pads, and just stay midfield. Make sure they can't get past it, even if they do. All you have to do is shadow, try to kill time. So you just have to kill 5 seconds here. But golden, hit this over around here, and you can just drive back over here. And if there's enough space, then you can challenge, but only if you know for certain that you're gonna beat him to the ball, I would say. If not, just go back. Because I feel like, I could be wrong, I feel like most people at this level wouldn't be able to keep it on top of their car at 0 seconds to do 0 second dribble. might be possible, but it's not. I don't think it's very likely. So just drive back, make sure they have to push you instead of you going up for that, because then you get into the spot where you're chasing the ball. Luckily, because if kick was in this position, if he was pushed up where Golden placed it, that's a free net, and we'll tie up the game on 0 seconds, which would be unfortunate. But overall for this game, just it was a lot of dope committing slash always being in the same spot on this field that we need to watch out for. Which it seems like it would be a common thing for the most part, but you can also recognize, like, okay, a team that has that, I don't need to push that right now. Just stay in a safe spot. That was what it seemed like. And then just the over aggressiveness on offense, similar to last game. But I think that's pretty much it. Chloe, is there anything you want me to point out, look at again?
No, I think it's good.
Alright. So that's gonna be it for this one then.